All right, YouTube, let's go. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Welcome. We're checking in from on board Utopia of the Seas. We're here for the President's Cruise. It is neon night, hence why I am dressed as handsomely as I am. And glad to have all of you here as we hang out and talk about the most important thing in the whole wide world, which, of course, is going on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Thank you for joining us here. We had some super chats before the broadcast began, but hang on a second. We're starting off today's live broadcast with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your countdown in chat. Let us count down together. My next cruise, I'm on board Utopia of the Seas. My next cruise coming up October 5th on Oasis. As I mentioned, we did have some super chats before the broadcast began. I have no idea what that username is. But I'm at Royal Caribbean just notified us that there'll be 3 new sailings prior to the August 2nd sailing of Legend of the Seas. Which will be the inaugural sailing? Will it be July 11th or August 2nd? Which one will you be on? Good question. The answer is they're all the inaugural sailings. I mean, Royal Caribbean plays a politics game, I'll say, of they try to make all their sailings seem to be important. They did the same thing with Star, and they basically made all of them the same thing. I don't know if they're doing the same thing here for Legend, but I suspect strongly you'll still get, you're basically the August 2nd is the inaugural, but the ones that are before the 3 new ones are the showcase sailings. And it has just started storming, raining behind me. So hopefully I don't get very wet. But it is pouring rain now behind me. What could possibly go wrong? Andrew of the Seas, thank you for the super chat. Andrew wrote, 24 days till independence, transatlantic, but guarantee suite. Been given a junior, 2 adults, 2 kids, not children. Is there anything I can do? Well, number one, Andrew, when you book a guarantee, that's the problem. You're at the mercy of whatever they give for you. They basically look at a cabin that can accommodate 4 people. That particular room can accommodate 4 people, so that's what you signed up for. Junior suite, guarantees that's kind of the nature of the beast, if you will, where you kind of get what you get. But the room can accommodate 4 people. So beyond that, what you could do is pay extra to upgrade the room. As in, like, if you want, let's say you're booking the junior suite guarantee, even if you're after final payment, if you want to pay more money, usually you can move to a different room, but that's about the extent of it, Andrew. You could book a second cabin, I suppose, but you'd still be on the hook for the first one. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes with those guarantees, which is why I talk about all the time. When you book a guarantee cabin, something I don't usually recommend, but it comes with, I was just talking to my good friend Luke over here, just met from Alabama, and they got a guarantee cabin. They tried it for the first time. You don't hate it, right? No, they got a boardwalk balcony, different. It's just sometimes it's a great choice, sometimes not, but make the best of it. Christelle, thank you for the super chat. After tonight, only one more Monday live before Oasis. Because all the help from Matt and Jen Green at MEI, it's going to be great. Nice. Awesome, Chris. Good luck. This next week's going to be the slowest week of your life. Mark Brockelman, thank you for the super chat. 153 days to Utopia, 516 to Odyssey. Would Royal Caribbean consider chief dog officers on existing ships? And how soon until MSC copies the concept? I am sure MSC was already working on a copy already. They'll do like the family cat or something. But in all seriousness, would they consider chief dog officers in existing ships? I'm not sure. I think they kind of see that as an Oasis class thing in the same way. An Icon class thing in the same way that certain features are only found on certain classes. I think that's part of it, but I mean, you never say never with Royal Caribbean, Mark. You never know. Cruiseaholics Anonymous coming with, first of all, a re-up for being a member for 2 months. Thank you for your support. Hello, Matt and chat from Ovation of the Seas. Hello. And their super chat, thank you for the super chat. Tried to Zoom you for the first time, and it is so good. The short ribs in Wonderland, OMG. I got to try that. Actually, I haven't. The short ribs is probably one of my favorite things on that menu for sure. All right. Captain Bob Dickens coming with the super chat. Thank you, Captain Bob. Need your opinion. I have Laura booked and January 8th, 8 days casino comp suite, $2,000 free play, or same time, go on an adventure, different itinerary. This one goes to Costa Maya, Belize versus St. Thomas. What's the question here, Captain Bob? Because comp suite and free money sounds like a pretty good deal. I go for the pretty good deal because of that versus paying cash, I suppose. That's the consideration. Otherwise, I'm not sure I understand the question right there. But that's an awesome deal. IB, thank you for the super chat, reporting live from Icon. It's a great Monday being here, earning points and tuning into this live. Next up, Allure of the Seas on October 12th for our 10th anniversary. Happy anniversary. Just celebrated mine last weekend, and it's a good time to have anniversary. James Bushik, thank you for the chat. Once again, thank you at Gentleman Ongoing Service. Cruise bookings and counting. I highly recommend your services. Well, I don't work for MEI Travel, but I'm sure Justin appreciates that. He does a great job. So glad to hear that he helped you out on that one. Love it. I see David A in the chat. I see KJ. Teresa McShane from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Teresa. Hope you are doing well. I was hanging out with one Jennifer Hart in the Schooner Bar. She did an amazing job as always. Tony Clifford, what's going on? Welcome. Raiders and Saints fan. Thanks for being a club member for 7 months. Good evening. It was an honor to meet you on Star. Your hands are like velvet. We won 70. We have 74 1, 160 Star. Oh, Wonder. I get it now. 391 to Odyssey, 432 to Legend, and 565 to Icon. What's the best hotel to stay in Miami and restaurant? I really like hotels in Brickell neighborhood, not downtown. So there's a JW Marriott in Brickell, which I really like. And there's what was the other hotel? I think it's a Marriott as well. But the great thing about Brickell, which is a neighborhood just south of downtown, is you can walk around. There's so many restaurants around there. Check out Mr. 01 for fantastic pizza in Miami. There's a couple different locations around there, so you should be able to find one. Chicago GP, thank you for the super chat. Just here to help fund your next cruise. Thank you, Chicago. Actually, believe it or not, the super chats fund the channel. Like, we just goes right back into our YouTube fund here to fund the videos that we make and the content that you come to expect and everything else in between. So thank you for your support, Chicago GP. Appreciate that. Ray and Nancy Cruisers, thank you for the super chat. 13 days till Oasis. Can't wait for that group cruise, my friend. Does Royal Caribbean realize the 3 and 4 day Florida cruise does not make sense for us on the West Coast? A real shame, as they're impacting so many cruisers. You know, Michael Bailey is on board. We could call him down here and be like, listen, have you heard from Ray and Nancy Cruisers? Because they got a problem with this layout. And he'll come on here. He definitely will not come on this video. But, you know, I'm sure you already know this. You go book it back to back, do a 3 and 4 night cruise, make it a week. But I totally get it. I mean, what a lot of people actually been doing on this cruise, especially, I've heard, is they booked a cruise like this, and then they're going on Star of the Seas next weekend. So that's another way to kind of get around that little problem there. Jeff Burns, hello. Don and Judy are here. Welcome. Zach Boyle. Zach, thanks for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate you guys. I don't see a mess from you, Zach. Hold on, Zach. I mean, you could just be being very nice, and there's nothing wrong with that, but let me just make sure that's the case before I assume. Zach. Oh, man, I can't spell. Zach. There it is. 179 days to Harmony Transatlantic watching sales got me a great deal for $43.99 for a drink package and $60 per person for the Royal Beach Club with the deluxe drink package. Do you know if there's any different activities on long cruises? There are. You're going to see a lot more trivia, a lot more of these special events, kind of like consecutive events. But yeah, there are definitely some special events that go on that you don't usually find on shorter sailing. So that's lovely. IB, thank you again for the super chat. Shana Tova to you and yours. Happy and healthy. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Happy New Year to everybody celebrating. Love that. Let's see here. Christina, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you either, Christina. I'm looking, though. Hold on. Stand by. No message. But thank you, Christina. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Next question. Which ship are we on? We're on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. This is the President's Cruise, the 8th annual one. My first time on the President's Cruise. Tonight is neon night. That is why I am dressed like this. They sent out the schedule of events and whatnot about a week ago or so, and then they said that there was going to be neon night. And I was like, I might actually be able to do that. So went on Amazon, picked out the shirt, got the glasses, and here we are. Tony Diaz, hello. Robin Risk from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Robin. It is good to see you. Dad Baddock, Mom Baddock surprised me with an upgrade to a family infinite balcony on Star in a couple of weeks. Originally booked with a normal infinite. Nice. Hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you think of the room. Captain Bob, thank you again for the super chat. When and where is next year's group cruise going to be? We have two of them booked, Captain Bob. First one is going to be next year, so that's 27. We have Brilliance of the Seas out of San Juan, March 1st. And the other one is going to be Legend of the Seas over Thanksgiving, Captain Bob. Details on both are available at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. Greg Whitehead. Greg, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate your support. Boarding Harmony on Saturday. We're going to be on Legend next September in a Sky Class Junior Suite. Can't wait to see what's going to be different. Man, that's awesome. Sky Class benefits are fantastic. Hopefully, you'll be able to take full advantage of it. Hello. Lior, Tadar Rabah, thank you for the super chat. On Independence right now, thanks in large part to the wonderful Jen Green. Wishing everyone Shana Tova. Thanks to Matt for everything that you do. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate you, Lior. Have a wonderful time. Warren Caesar from Onboard Utopia of the Seas. How are you, Warren? Hope you are well, my friend. Mark, thanks for the super chat, man. 69 days, still Celebrity Beyond. Can you recommend an eSIM provider for the Caribbean? Thanks for all your videos. I use Orange Travel. They work really well. They work around the world. So that would be the first place I would start. There's a number of them that are out there. What's the other one? Oh, there's Gig Sky, and but Orange Travel claims they work in other countries as well. I've not used them in the Caribbean, but that would be one I would look at first if I were you. Which reminds me, I need to charge my device for tomorrow. Ron Ladowski, club member, 25 months. Love that. Thank you, Ron, for your support. Have fun this weekend and see you in the gang in 13 days. Which reminds me, Ron, did the Bills win last week? I wasn't paying attention, believe it or not. Raiders and Saints fans. Thank you for the super chat. Pay no attention to the comments in the comment gallery. You're totally fine right there. Love that. Janice, if we book a guarantee, could you still roll up and book our first cruise on Star next year and book the guarantee to save a couple bucks, but worried now? You certainly can. It's just like one of those things like, with the guarantee room, we talked about this a little earlier. I mean, you've just got to be okay with, what you're possibly going to get. In a lot of cases, you're getting unsold cabins. And not to scare anybody, but they're unsold for a reason. Perhaps they're, a longer walk away. Perhaps they're an accessible cabin, and there's nobody there that needs an accessible cabin, right? Perhaps they are a obstructed view. So you just got to be okay with those possibilities. But they're rarely a bad cabin. It's just a matter of kind of, how flexible are you really? All right. Let's see here. Next question. Good question so far. Barbara Thompson, what a waste of ship should I pick to go on next? Utopia. If you haven't done Utopia yet, it is fantastic. DFW Hannah, hello. MW Cole 14, thank you for the super chat. After final payment, big price drop. Sky Junior Suite to 1 bedroom, Aqua Theater Suite for a little upcharge, cheap check prices. That's a really good piece of advice right there. And something that I talk about a lot, and we talked a little bit earlier. If you booked your cabin, your past final payment, if you want to spend more money, like pay more than you already paid, but it's a great deal, you can always do that. The Teresa McShane, being a club member for 25 months. Cheers, Mark. Appreciate you, buddy. 13 days till Oasis. I can't wait. Another cruise with the Teresa McShane. Imagine that. Travis Anderson, thank you for the super chat. Need cruise compass for 7-day Star of the Seas theme nights. Yeah, man. And we're at for you before then. In the meantime, don't forget the Royal Caribbean app will be updated a couple days before your cruise. And you'll have the theme nights there. So within, less than a week, you'll have that. And that's still enough time to order off Amazon or head down to the mall or whatnot. Let's see here. Ashley Cruise fan, what fun stuff have you experienced already? And what fun stuff is coming up on the President's Cruise? So earlier we did there was a DJ party here with Rev Run from Run DMC at the pool deck. which was really neat. They did a Pinnacle and Diamond Plus meetup in cocktail hour in the Solarium. I missed that. I was napping, but tomorrow we're actually going to be able to get see the Nassau Beach. It's not ready yet, obviously, but we're going to get a little preview of that tomorrow. So a lot of cool events, plus an event with Michael Bailey talking about basically answering questions. So should be fun. Cruiseaholics Anonymous, thank you for your third super chat, and you are a she. I apologize for assuming your gender, but appreciate your support. Thank you. Kyle is here. Hope you're well, my friend. Hoping to load up on a few cruises next year once we're through New Year here in DC. Thoughts on doing Vision to New England, Canada while they're still in Maryland? I mean, I did my first Canada New England cruise not too long ago and absolutely loved it. So I would really recommend that itinerary a lot. It's wonderful, Kyle. Cruise blog in the house. Why wasn't I invited? Well, there wasn't star class on this one. That's probably reason number one. And someone's got to hold the fort down. Let's see here. Sarah Vasquez says, we just got seated down in the main dining room. I notice I'm wearing the same shirt as you. Well, this is awkward. One of us has to go change. And I'm already up here. So I'm just saying. Luke Jones. Couldn't be possibly the same Luke Jones who's sitting 3 feet from me down the bar. Would it be? Thank you for your super chat. You have a question? Oh, there it is. Sitting right next to you. It is indeed the same Luke. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. Met Luke and Abby just sat down here and started up a little conversation right there. Jay, I need those glasses now. Listen, these are prescription, okay? You can't just take these off and not see anything. So it's they're very, very special. Kelly, when is Royal Caribbean doing Le Petit Chef style dinners with projecting on the table during the meals? I'm not sure they will. It's an interesting idea, and I've experienced it on Celebrity. I think the difference is, I think Royal looks at it as that's the technology that was cool for its time, and it is still cool. But I think they're looking at other ideas beyond that, and they're simply copying and pasting, if you will. I feel like that's just kind of their style, more or less. Justin Oken from MAI Travel. By the way, Justin, you got a big shout out earlier in the live stream here, so kudos to you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Ashley says, did you see anything about Royal Caribbean changing the casino program for travel agents? I know it's not a big deal for you, but for us travel agents with MEI, I am thrilled. Yeah, so, I posted an article about this after we were on Star of the Seas when they talked about this. I'll wait. Listen, the casino issues with the travel agents have been an issue for a while, so I'll wait for them to actually, make the actual change before celebrating, but that would be amazing because I know it's been a pain point for a lot of agents out there. Let's see here. Adam says, "Hey Matt, I wonder what ideas will be for the Quantum 6 class ship. There isn't going to be one. Odyssey's the last one, so there won't be any ideas because there are no more Quantum class ships, unfortunately. That's too bad, really." Zach coming in with another super chat. Well, you called me out, so now I have to be friendlier. Thank you, Zach. 16 nights total. Any thoughts to break up 8 sea days in a row? Well, if you were Tony Diaz, he would probably recommend for you to nap a lot. Really, what I would do, that's a great question. How do you break up? Maybe, Don and Judy here in the chat have done many transatlantics, would be able to weigh in on this as well. I really think part of it, dining, kind of figuring out like a plan for each day to make them not just blend in together. So, and certainly the trivia, they do a, it's not consecutive trivia. It's a trivia that keeps going, like it keeps building on itself. And that's kind of a big thing on a transatlantic cruise. Kyle coming with 11 months for being a club member. Thank you, Kyle. 11 months. I've been on a ship older than Nav Indy. We talked about this already. I answered this question, but thank you for your support. But to go to Canada, New England, I think it's absolutely worth it, Kyle. Cruise is what you make of it. So don't let a ship's age or size really stop you right there. Tony, Warren is not the governor of Icon. He is the mayor of Utopia, I believe. Jay Tutsa, you mentioned last chat you would try to get an open or soft day for Royal Beach Club while on the President's Cruise. Yes, well, there's an event tomorrow that they're going to be talking about it. So fingers crossed, we'll try to figure out the answer to that question, my friend. So, Jeff Burns, go Bills, indeed. David, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I'm getting some Canadian currency for my Canada cruise. Will it be a problem for cruises tips? There's only one more Canada cruise after mine. It won't be a problem at all. I would also tell you, I don't think you really need to convert your currency at all. Like everybody takes credit cards anyway on land, and the crew members certainly don't mind US dollars. So I kind of feel like you're probably okay not converting it. But at the end of the day, they won't mind taking your currency. I mean, they'll exchange it somewhere along the way at an airport or one of those currency conversion places. So I think they probably prefer US dollars, but you're not insulting them by, not by tipping them in Canadian by any means. This is kind of embarrassing on my end, but what is the Bills lore? So I think part of it, we do have a lot of Bills fans here, nothing against them. But one of our early viewers, Earl, is a big Bills fan. And he watches videos, and I just like digging at him because I've been on many cruises with him, and I've been on many cruises in which the Bills have blown many games and many seasons. So that's part of it right there. And then beyond that, kind of taking a life of its own. Karen, and of course, Jeff Burns loves the Bills. Karen Carr, thank you for the super chat. Are we going to get hammered at Lincoln Park Supper Club? That's a lot of cocktails. If you drink them all, yes. I will tell you this from a pro tip. You don't have to finish them all. You can simply sip them, enjoy the ones that you really like, leave the ones you don't. When I've been to both Empire and Lincoln Park, I have not finished them all. But you can definitely, if you do finish them, you will definitely be feeling it afterwards. I mean, it's a lot of drinks. You're not wrong on that front. They're full cocktails. Ken, we have a check-in time for Harmony at 11:30 a.m. on November 2nd. Reservations at 1 o'clock for lunch. Will you make that reservation time? Oh, yeah, you'll be plenty of time. Check-in is so easy. The process, like here, and granted, it's not Harmony, but still, the check-in is so easy on Royal Caribbean these days. I mean, I was from curb to ship in about 6 minutes probably. It was really, really quick. So, Valley Verde Studios. Thank you for the super chat. I had a question that was too long to fit in the chat, so I submitted it to your form on your website. Okay, I'll look for it after the broadcast, maybe tomorrow, but I will definitely look for that. And of course, if I don't email you or whatever, email me, matt@royalcaribbeanblog.com. Avery, what is my favorite thing to do in San Juan? My favorite thing to do in San Juan is honestly just walk around. I was talking to my good friend, Realtor Ben, who sold me my house, and he was asking me what to do in San Juan. I said, honestly, just walk around the city. It's really easy to do so. Your ship docks in Old San Juan. You don't need an excursion at all. It's really easy to get around on your own. Wizard Luke, hello from the port side. There you are. All right. Thank you. So I have to figure out. I think I'm facing backwards. So Luke's over there. Ron Ladowski coming in with a big super chat. Let me change the neon for you, my friend. The Bills beat the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football 31-21. I'll be easy to find on the group cruise boarding day. I'll be wearing the Dalton Kincaid Bills football jersey. Awesome. Well, thank you, Ron, for your support. Thank you to the Bills for winning so I get some money. And always appreciate it. Looking forward to sailing with you again. Cannot wait. Hillary Holman, thank you for the super chat. Cheers from the other end of the Lime and Coconut. I think that's all the way down there. Hillary, thank you. Got almost half the bar over here watching. That's awesome. Hal Warren, Hal, thanks for the super chat. Matt, great to meet you and Jenna on the Star Showcase. Your team rocks. Thank you. Jenna, I offered Jenna this cruise. She said no. So I was like, well, I guess she's not coming on here. But but she does a great job. And Hal, pleasure to meet you as well. Thank you, my friend. Deputy Get Some. Thank you for the super chat. 13 days still away. First time on Oasis since graduating high school in 2014. I got the deluxe beverage package at great sale. So the ultimate dining, get anything at Johnny Rockets. Yes, charge in. Wait, UDP. Yeah, you get a cover charge in there. And the drink package, you can get a milkshake there. Fantastic. Excited to meet you on board. Hopefully we'll see you very, very soon on board the Oasis right there. Steve H., what times do you find to be the best to reserve daycare time for your 12-month-old? I like to do evening like 7 o'clock. That way you can probably feed the kid or do something with them, drop them off, and then you can still do dinner, show, entertainment on board. that kind of a thing. So 7 o'clock has always been my kind of like, I think that's what we usually booked. Do junior suites get the pillow menu? I don't think so. I think that's a suite benefit, a full suite benefit. I don't believe so. Golf is life. What is Darla Fox's next shift? Well, she'll be on the Oasis of the Seas with the group cruise coming up here in a couple days. Beyond that, I'm not sure she's disclosed that. So, Mark Berger, Mark, shots about my friend. Thank you, my friend. Which cruise is next to you after Utopia? Oasis. We're doing a group cruise on Oasis of the Seas. Can't wait. Tony, never mind that. Let's see here. Dan, will you be posting a cruise compass for the Utopia something you're on? Yes. And by yes, I mean like somebody who's on here usually sends it to me. But yeah, we'll probably almost certainly have a copy of it for you, my friend. Not to worry at all. Golf is life. Thank you for the super chat. Will Roller Caribbean ever have sports betting? I hope so. I am surprised they haven't. I'm sure there's a lot of rules and partnerships. I know Princess does it. Back in the day, they would occasionally take sports bets. Like if there was a Super Bowl, they would take the bets down there at the casino. But it's very informal, and you only bet on like the winning team. There were no crazy bets or anything like that. But I would love if they actually did that. Partner with, or they already have MGM as a partner with through the casino program. I feel like that'd be a natural fit. So let's hope so, because I think that's really missing for sure. Danette from Fort Lauderdale, hello, welcome. Michelle, they're pretty potent. If you're talking about the Lincoln Park Supper Club, I mean they're real, they're real cocktails. They're full of cocktails. They're not holding back anything right there. So yeah. Dan the man, is worth canceling Solarium Bistro the first night in Harmony to get the prime rib in the main dining room? Yeah, I think so. I'd say go for it. Doug Rosenthal, hello. Who made your shirt? The wonderful people on Amazon, or probably somebody in like Cambodia, but nonetheless, I got it through Amazon. So just search neon shirt. I'm sure you'll find it right there. We're on board Utopia of the Seas. Utopia. Hey, Bob, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Suggested for phone card as a crew gift tip. That's a good question. I don't know. Some crew might find that useful or not. A lot of the crew members, by the way, do get free WhatsApp to use to be able to message at home. So that may not be as important. I mean, it's still important because they can't call on that for free. They can only, I believe, text, or they have a limited amount of time. I still think, call me crazy, I do believe the best tip you can give your stateroom attendant or any crew member is money. I mean, I know you want to be something like more thoughtful, great, and maybe you could give that, a phone card as well. But I still think that cash is king. At the end of the day, they can use that for anything they need, including a phone card. So that'd be my personal preference. But I'm not saying it's a bad gift. I'm just thinking, in the grand scheme of things, I think they'd probably just prefer cash. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. 6-star in 6 days. Please quell my weather fears. Brandon, fear not. Number one, they have no idea about what's going to happen with any hurricane or storm out there. Number two, the weather people literally try to scare everybody with the weather all the time with any possibility because they want the ratings. Hurricane season is one of their biggest times of the year to get ratings. And so scaring people into like what could possibly happen as a Floridian, I will tell you, you don't watch the weather forecasts until there's a storm that's probably like 2 or 3 days out. Because otherwise there's too much hyperbole, too much guessing, too much, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. So, and the bottom line is, even if there is a storm, Brandon, your ship's not going to go anywhere near it. You'll be fine. You might have a different itinerary, but you'll have a great time on board, Brandon. Trust me when I tell you, when you get back, you'll say, Matt, you were right, because you'll see it's not so bad. Cowboy Valley and Timberline Junction Model Railroad. Thank you for the super chat, Claude. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Matt, Tony said you had an eagle on your shirt. Do I have an eagle on my shirt? It's not an eagle. Hold on. I think it's a flamingo, first of all. And these are palm trees. And Tony's half blind. That's why they put him in charge of the trains. Because they were like, listen, you have very poor vision, sir. We're going to put you in charge of New York City transit trains. And you drive those, all right? So, no eagles on here, just flamingos. Chris Stell, thank you for the super chat. Do you think you'll be watching the Yankees and the ALDS and the Playmakers on Oasis? I'm hopeful they'll make it. Thank you for the super chat. I feel that I will be watching them there. I feel I'll be watching them lose there because they have no bullpen They have two pitchers who can pitch, Rodin and obviously, what's his name? So good, I can't remember his name. The new guy. But beyond that, and then like the first third of their lineup is good. The second third is terrible. I have very little faith that they're going to get very far, but I do hope an ALDS. I think they'll make the ALDS. I mean, part of me still hopes they're going to win the AL East, that the Blue Jays will choke. But yes, I do believe we'll be watching them there, but I do believe we'll also be watching them pull a Buffalo Bills and probably losing right there. So, Zachary Boyles, thank you for the super chat. One more so everyone knows, Tony called you out for missing an event due to a nap. Also, just calling out what we need a Galveston group cruise. You know, I have Tony on permanent ignore, so I don't see any of his messages. But but there's nothing wrong with napping on a cruise. And a Galveston group cruise would be fun to do sometime. That's awesome. Timmy Palmer. Timmy, thank you for the super chat. Do you think that the unofficial, unnamed Discovery class is going to cater to the ultra luxury Ritz-Carlton cruise ship market? No, absolutely not. 0.0% chance of that happening. I believe it's going to be those ships are really just replacing the Vision class. For the ultra, just for the luxury brands, that's what Silversea is for. They're going to use that. Remember, think of it, Timmy, like cars brands. If you're General Motors, right, you have Cadillac in the luxury market, and you have Chevy in the mainstream market. There's a little bit of crossover there, but not much. And I don't believe the Discovery class will have anything to do with that. So, yeah. Linda, looking forward to meeting you on our first Royal Caribbean group cruise. Nice, Linda and Joe. See you on board. I hope Oasis, I assume, in like a week or so. David, let me get a drink of water here and then answer your super chat. Thank you, my friend. I know you say don't remind waiting till on ship, but how is the wine when you get to book a next cruise on day one? I mean, dude, it's free wine they're going to give you. It's not going to be the best bottle of wine on board. I would say this, David. If you want to book a cruise the next cruise, great. I wouldn't book it purely for the wine, but I would say that, hey, it's free wine, but it's not the best wine you've ever had in your entire life. Let's put it, temper expectations. That's all. It's not Max Fried, by the way, was the other pitcher I was trying to think of earlier. It's not oh gosh, what's the really expensive wine on board? There's the C. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Any news on the World Cruise? Nothing. There's been no updates on that. So maybe we'll get an update later this cruise when someone asks that to Michael Bailey. Aiden Tarrenter in the house. I mentioned Realtor Ben, but this is the heir to the empire. Otherwise known, by the way, guys, Aiden, high school kid, really nice guy. Ladies, he's single. And I probably should say ladies. Girls? Whatever, you know what I mean. But also when he's on board the ship, he goes by a different name. He turns into Teddy. And Teddy is a ladies' man. So hope you're doing well, Aiden. These are available on Amazon.com. I'm sure you have your dad's credit card saved in your account, so feel free to buy for everybody in your class. Wouldn't be a problem. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, my neighbor Kenny is here. Hello, Kenny. Hope you're doing well. Chris Biona. Chris, thanks for the super chat, buddy. How is the key so far? It's fine. I had lunch at the main dining room. It was great. It was kind of weird. The sign, there was no signs for like faster check-in or this way for check-in. I saw the regular line, I saw the express boarding, and I saw the suites. And I was like, okay. But the, I actually got to go downstairs and fix my internet because I should have got a second device with that. And it's not loaded on my account, but for the dining room, it was a nice way to start my day for sure. So we shall see. Susan Myers, can you tell me where they're going instead of Labadee nowadays? Depends on the sailing. Sometimes it's Nassau, Falmouth, Jamaica, somewhere in the Dominican Republic. So yeah. Tony Diaz, I don't know if you're still. Of course you're still here, Tony. I don't want to scare you or alert you, but there is a celebrity near me right now. He's sitting across from me. He is the mayor of this ship. He's seated not too far, and he's keeping a low profile. But Mr. Warren Caesar is like right here. So just saying, he's been spotted. Let's see here. Yeah, Max Fried. Yeah, and I agree. The Yanks won't make it past the. They've just got so many holes in their offense. Their bullpen is terrible. I mean, unless you get 7 innings out of their starters, which you'll never get in the playoffs because God forbid pitchers pitch more than like 4 innings in the playoffs. They're gonna have good starts to every game and then get absolutely destroyed when they get to that middle bullpen innings. And yeah, I just don't see it happening unless they play a terrible team. Like last year, they played the Guardians and they were worse than them. So short of that, I'm not so sure. Chicago GP, thanks for being a club member for 2 months. Pumped for freedom in November. We've got the Royal Caribbean Private Journeys working on a boat for Grand Turk. Anything I should know going in through them? That's great. I'm really happy to hear they actually got back to you, because for the longest time I could not get a response out of Private Journeys. Private Journeys is the Royal Caribbean private shore excursion option. Hello, and they, for the longest time, I would just fill out the form and never get a response. A couple things you should prepare. Number one, the price is going to be insane, because I mean they do work with really good vendors. So that's the good news, but expect a very expensive price. But if you do it, I said do. If you do it, it is wonderful from start to finish service. It does spoil you. It's wonderful. James and Jen Almeida, thank you for the super chat. 32 Days to Wonder, 45 to Utopia. Did you catch DFP's review of Utopia and Royal Caribbean in general? I've not yet, but something to watch later in the cabin tonight. Oops, let's knock over my my microphone right there. That says you do get to choose the wine. Oh, no, we were talking about, wait, let's talk about something else, Don. We were talking about the next cruise, like when you book a cruise and the wine you get on there. But yeah, Camus was the wine I was trying to think of earlier. Man, I think of everything 5 minutes later. Nina, thank you for the super chat. Is it easy to catch a cab to a beach in Aruba? Yeah, 100%. You'll have no problem at all. And going back as well. It should not be a problem at all. Jeff Burns, tell me more about this alter ego. David, I know you recommend MEI travel. You, Steve Cole, cruise planner with Royal. I have excellence. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Listen, there are a lot of good travel agents out there. I just know MEI Travel does a great job, and I can tell you they have good service, start to finish. No, that's all. I can only talk about whom I've used before. I don't. My thing with the key, and I've said this before, and I'll still say this again. My problem with the key is that the best benefits are front loaded, and the best benefits are arguably you can get on your own or work around. Obviously, I think the key works really well if you have no status with Royal Caribbean. If you're below Diamond, you're not in a suite, and you're going to buy the internet anyway, there is a compelling argument for it. The problem is, unless you can get for a really good price, like on this cruise, I thought about it at the last minute, so I paid $50 a person. But the price is really expensive. You have to buy for the whole cruise. You have to buy for everybody in your cabin. It's just like one of those, and the best benefits are on day one. And after that, it's like, unless you're going to be doing the flow rider a lot, I just don't see the value in it, quite frankly. But if you love the key, let me know what you love about the key in the comments right here. I'd love to hear about that. Because honestly, if there's a really good argument that I'm missing about the key, I think most people usually say about the key, it's kind of what Michelle says, it's conditionally worth it. If you can get it for a really good price, if the internet is like, I don't know, $15 a day, and the key is like $19 a day, that's the argument. Because for lunch alone, I just feel like a lot of people simply book it because they see VIP, and they don't really realize how expensive it can truly be. But, try my best to keep an open mind all about it. Ed, thank you for the super chat. Do you have any opinion on the Hyatt Place Fort Lauderdale Airport? Actually, it's funny. Is that the place I think I just booked Elizabeth? I think either there's Hyatt Place or Hyatt House. But honestly, I've not been there, Ed. Maybe someone in the chat can recommend it. In general, Ed, I defer to in a situation you don't know the hotel, go to tripadvisor.com, look at the reviews, look at the last 5 to 10 reviews, the recent ones. Don't worry about ones from 3 years ago. Last 5 or 10 reviews. As long as they look okay, I say you're good to go, my friend. Jay Tutsa, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for all your insight. You've always answered all my questions. Have a peanut butter and jelly old fashioned for me. Thank you, my friend. By the way, pillow choices are for Grand Sweet Sky and above, never got for Junior. Thank you. Thank you for confirming what I thought. But yeah, that's great. And I will definitely have a peanut butter and jelly old fashioned for you. Thank you, my friend. Let's see here. Skyfrog, thank you for the super chat. Did you try Zoltar in Utopia? What was your portion? I have not. I've done Zoltar in a couple different ships. I'm not sure about Utopia. I'm trying to remember. I think I did it with my kids, and they didn't get it, or they don't remember that part of Big, and they were like, whatever. But maybe I should try it one of these days. Hopefully before I go to the casino. Hey, Jonah, when is Mariner going back to Florida? Not anytime soon, unfortunately, which really stinks. I love Mariner. Mariner is going to New Orleans, as Nelly pointed out. Go Yankees. But, yeah. Adam Duncan, thank you for the super chat. Just got off Jewel, and they canceled our port at Coco Key and made it a sea day. The next day, we had a sea day and floated right within view of Bimini, and the weather is fine. Any recourse? Unfortunately not. The problem is, Adam, the weather, there are only a certain amount of slots, right? And that day you're supposed to go there, the weather was bad. Okay. The next day, great weather. But the problem is there's already ships scheduled to go there. So it's not like they can just squeeze another ship in there. It's just, unfortunately, you got bad luck on that one. So Becky V from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Becky. Good to see you. Don, I'm happy going on any cruise my kids' grandkids are going on. Oasis. Labadee is now a sea day. Nassau, Falmouth are the only stops. I want to have the best time. Suggestions for Falmouth. I've not been there in a while, but a lot of our readers do recommend getting a day pass to the Hilton Rose Hall. Hilton Rose Hall. Go to resortforaday.com and get that over there. It might be a good one for that. And Dawn, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Becky points out, with the key, it's helpful to consider your itinerary. The priority tender boarding could make it way more compelling. That's true. I also argue today's day and age, there's very few ships that still do tendering anymore because most ports have piers, but that is a consideration. I would counter argue, Becky, if you book a Royal Caribbean shore excursion in a tender port, you get the same thing. And you're going to do a shore excursion, so you've got that going for you. But you're not wrong. Let's see here. Ismail, how noisy is the Aqua Theater Suite on Deck 8 during practice and shows? Not very noisy at all. I mean, they don't make a lot of noise. They'll run, music here and there, but that suite is pretty well insulated, Ismail. So I think you'll be okay on that one. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Unless you go to sleep at 8 o'clock or something like that. Is the refreshment package a good deal? Can be, especially if you get it for pre-cruise at a good price. I think it absolutely can be. All right, let's keep moving over here. Sludog says Yanks still have a good chance of getting the first round bye. Have 6 games against the Red Sox and Orioles. Yeah, the problem is it's just delaying the inevitable. They this whole season has been made up by beating up on really bad teams and a good start to the beginning of the season. But I love the Yankees. I just think they have no chance this year. Some years I've seen there are possibilities. This just seems like a lot of smoke and mirrors and the benefit of 162 games to play. But I would love to be wrong about this. Any idea why the chief dog officer is always a golden retriever? Because they're so cute. They're the cutest breed out there. Obviously, everybody knows that. Actually, I don't know. I think part of it is their training. They're an easily trainable dog. Many breeds are. I think they're also just this very stereotypical family dog, and that's kind of why that's the vibe they wanted for that. PNK, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for your blog. You're very welcome. 132 days to wonder. Is there a way I can get Club Royale to slow down 3 to 4 pieces of mail plus 2 emails a week? Right? Enjoyed meeting you on Independence of the Seas, Norway, Northern Cities. Well, pleasure meeting you as well. It's funny. I didn't get any offers this summer at all. And in the last weeks, let's say, I got one today also in the mail. I didn't even see what it is because I wasn't home. I've probably gotten 6 pieces of mail with casino offers on them. I think it's a good thing, but it is interesting. It's either feast or famine. There's no in between, which is bizarre to me. But yeah, I mean, I think part of it is people see these casino offers and think, oh, Royal Caribbean's doing bad business-wise. They can't fill up their ships. It's the opposite. They would rather have casino people on board, in my opinion, because casino people spend more. They gamble more. So they get more on-board revenue. That's why they want more casino people on board. So there you go. Let's see here. What is the best ship to sail Alaska? That's a great question. I always recommend one of the Quantum class ships out of Seattle. It's a good choice right there. Glaciers, if you rent a casita, you can have more than 4 people to use it throughout the day. Yeah, I mean, basically the issue is, number one, they're not big enough to be able to fit more than 4 people at any given time. But second of all, the idea is that, the benefits really are meant for those people that are there with it. So they're not going to be sitting there like, with a clicker, like, how many people you got in here? But you can't squeeze 10 people. They're just too small otherwise. But yeah, I think your scenario probably is okay. One of those don't ask, don't tell situations, I think. Are we allowed to sleep out on public decks at night? I never tried it. I mean, would anybody yell at you if you slept on one of the lounge chairs tonight? I'm not going to try it. I have a very nice room to all myself I'm going to sleep in. But I don't know, actually. I don't know what the official rule is on that one. No Yankee reality slander. Sorry. The Yankees are going to win every World Series from now until the future. Ange, did you witness the president's T-shirt sale in the shop? I did not witness it. I did talk to some of my friends on board who did, and yeah, they people love that stuff. Good, more power to them. I'm so glad I don't care about that stuff. Let's see here. Kenny S. I could go for a Windjammer second dinner right about now. I mean, it's still open for another 45 minutes or so, Kenny. Wish you were here, buddy. Ainsley, thank you for the super chat. Got the key for Independence in March. Was wondering if you got an email for key boarding time. I got very few emails, actually. I have to check my email if I did or not, but it's 11:30, 12:30 regardless. So you can show up there before that. The deal was $28. The internet alone is $21. There you go. I think the key is one of those, like someone said earlier, I think it was Slew Dog or somebody said it earlier. It was Michelle, conditionally a good idea. But I feel like more often than not, yeah. Doug Roosevelt's Goldens are probably the most even-keeled breed and are amazingly gentle with kids. There you go. Just like Tony Diaz. Next question. Joe, been a Yankee fan since Mick, Yogi, and Whitey. Also on Allure in December. Nice. Those are, I don't use Yogi that often, but for Immaculate Grid, I use Mickey Mantle. Comes in so useful. He's like every offensive category. Whitey Ford is good too, because it's hard to find Yankees pitchers I can remember that have like, more than 20 wins a season and a lot of strikeouts. So, yeah. Let's see here. P&K, Matt, I agree with you. The casino love my business at the craps table. I wish there would be one email piece a month and all that, right? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'd rather get the offers and not use them than not get them at all. But, yeah. Let's see here. Janice, doing my first Royal Caribbean cruise in November out of Miami. Is there a hotel where we can spend the night before and leave our car while we cruise? There may be. I don't recommend them. My problem is, once upon a time, park and stay hotels were a really good deal. But since then, I feel like there are very few of them. They're very expensive. I would rather find a really good hotel at a really good rate that you like and just park at the port. It's way more convenient. Sue Sista, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, 208 days till Icon, 13 to Oasis. My first Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise and my first Diamond cruise. Can't wait to check out the Crown Lounge. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you for your support. And congratulations, Diamond Cruising. That is definitely the way to go about it for sure. Let's see here. Actually, I've not been back there, Jade. So I have to go check that out. I don't know the answer. I've not been all the way back to the Flowrider area. So I don't know. The furthest I made it back was a Loco Fresh. Because, a man's got to eat. Chet says, sleeping in deck chairs is cool. So it's been known to happen, is what you're saying. Yeah. Woo. All right. Next question, Liquid Platinum. Can you bring AI Oakley glasses on board? Sure. They're not on the prohibited list, so I don't see why not. I think you're good on that. How about them Phillies? Yanks are going to choke. Bro, if you're a Phillies fan, number one, I think you have a pretty good knowledge of how teams choke in the playoffs because you've probably seen them like your entire life. Chase Utley isn't here to cheat anymore. So, I'm not sure you should be throwing throwing rocks in glass houses. But in the case of Phillies fans, it's batteries in glass houses, but pelting Santa Claus. But yeah, good luck. Listen, I think we can all agree nobody ever wants the Phillies to win anything or any Philly team. But Cindy, I saw Bing Bong was signed to Utopia. Yes, he's on board this sailing. He just got on board for his first sailing back on here. Yes. Ryan K, can you use your onboard credit before you get on the ship? Yes. In the cruise planner, when you go to make a purchase, it will ask you at checkout, do you want to use your onboard credit? Absolutely. As long as it's onboard credit you got through Royal Caribbean. Like if you get like some money through your travel agent, that may not be available until you get on board the ship. Christopher Bayona, thank you again for the super chat. How many questions do you have for Michael Bailey? Actually, 0. I don't really ever ask him questions. There's enough people who ask the questions that I'm too embarrassed to ask for that. But truly what I would want to know, I guess, what would I ask Michael Bailey if I could? I think Discovery class. Discovery class, a soft opening date for the beach club, things like that. But I'm sure this will get asked on this sailing, so we'll see. Or what Palm Coast said right here. Any news on the new credit card program? Nothing. Not heard anything about that yet. So, let's see here. Angie, is it safe to let 2 14-year-old girls wander start the season alone? I mean, I'll say this. Obviously, every kid is different. Every child has a different maturity level, has a different level of trust that parents have with them. I would say this, Angie. I have a 14-year-old daughter. I have let my 14-year-old daughter walk around the ship with friends like my neighbor Kenny's 14-year-old daughter. They've gone together on board. It's a matter of trust, communication, understanding where the rules are. I certainly, because my daughter has cruised a lot, so she understands, how things work. We've had conversations about communication, curfews, where you cannot go, where you can go, what you can't charge, and things like that. I have found that as long as you have really good lines of communication and really clear rules, and at the end of the day, a really good amount of trust between them, then yes, it is safe enough. But there are kids that can make really bad decisions as much as outside forces, if you will. But I feel pretty safe about it. I certainly would rather have my 14-year-old daughter walk around Utopia of the Seas than I would our local mall, as an example. But, that's just me. Let's see here. Ask Michael to put 2 floor riders on all the big ships. I know that must be a big thing for you, buddy. I personally don't care, but I know some people definitely do that. Is that the printer on the deck chair? It is. Yes, there's a printer right there. I brought it with me just in case. Is there a Vitality? Do they have a Vitality smoothie bar in Utopia? They have a fake one, a makeshift one in Spotlight Karaoke now. So, kind of. Yes, sort of. Christopher Suter, thank you for the super chat. 46 days till Booze Cruise on Navigator. Go Padres. Man, are they even in the playoffs this year? I don't know. I know the Dodgers, but thank you for the super chat. And Navigator's fantastic. You'll love it. Tony, I'm not allowed to wander myself on any ship. There you go. Rachel, my boyfriend and I are going to be on Oasis. Are you going to be on that trip? We'll be on Oasis October 5th. So if that's the same cruise, then yes, I will be. Kenga, you are very welcome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me today. I got to head on out of here. I'm almost out of water and got some plans for this evening. But thank you to everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. Always love doing these lives on board a cruise ship. And what better one than right here on the Utopia? Hang on. We have a reprieve. Let me switch my neon lights. Edward, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt. I hit 140 crown anchor points halfway through my next cruise. Will I get my crystal block on that cruise or the next one? You should get your crystal block. Good question. You should get on 140, like on whatever day you hit 140. So I believe that is the case. And last question for realsies from Kelly. I want to go do the tater tot nachos. Where do I get the tater tots on the ship? I don't think you can, man. Lady, woman, ma'am. Because the tater tot thing only worked near base camp. Like, do they have tater tot? Unless it wouldn't work because they only have tater tots in the morning, maybe in the Windjammer, but a Local Fresh isn't open. You need base camp, so you need an icon or star of the seas, I believe, unless I'm totally forgetting something else right there. So, and our last question is from Timothy. Is a travel agent very beneficial to have? Yes. Yeah. All right, we're still here. Kanga, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, unfortunately, thanks. The mute's right here on the top, and I made a dumb joke, and it backfired on me. No, we're still here. The microphone said no. Yeah. So anyway, Kanga, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. All right. On that note, seriously, we're going to head on out of here. Thank you so much for everybody for being here. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk again very soon right here on, where are we? YouTube. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.